guys, not sure if anyone's there, so I'll give it a few minutes and see who is around. So this week's marketing webinar is all about email marketing and how important it is. Now, I don't know if you guys are already set up in this department, but maybe there's some tips that can help you. Now, I've got loads of reading to do. And actually, I printed it out the first time and the font is so small, I was like, oh, I can't even read that, even with the glasses on. So let's go bigger. I printed it out bigger. All right, so I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm going to get started. Okay, so email marketing. Did you know that it costs 5 times more to attract a new customer to your store rather than retaining an existing one? And that's through advertising and all the things you need to go to get people to come to your store, right? New customers. Did you know that repeat customers will end up spending more than new customers because they're familiar with you, they trust you, they already know, they already loved the dress that they got from you last summer, right? Hey Sue, how are you? Nice to see someone from Puerto Rico. Okay, so email marketing generates the highest return on investment of all digital channels. And because other than the software cost of storing people's email addresses, it's free, right? Email is free. And even if you don't use one of the software things that you can get nowadays, which don't actually cost that much, it could be totally free, but then you've got more headaches in terms of maintaining your list, right? Email encourages people to make repeat purchases, meaning you're less reliant on finding new customers all the time, okay? For bricks and mortar stores, it's awesome for getting them back into your store, back to your island, back, you know, reminding them of you and your store and the service that you provide and the great colors and the, you know, easy to find gifts, whatever it is that you offer. Okay, so the first thing though is how to get their email addresses, and that can be the tricky part, okay? Now, if you're an online store and everyone online, I mean, every website you've probably been to lately has a hook or a lead magnet is what it's called. Basically, if you offer them something, they will give you their email address. So basically a discount, you know, if you enter your email address here and we will send you a discount code, okay, or a $10 shopping voucher. A free gift or something could also be something that's offered, and maybe that's something from your inventory that's not selling anyway, and maybe, you know, you can actually gain more by gaining that new customer, okay? Online stores also do things like free download PDFs, like free content that contains great value, like, hey, yeah, you can have my email address if I can have that ebook, okay? And then, so they'll give you your email address, and that can work for you guys in bricks and mortar stores too, because you can have a notebook or something there that they can enter their email addresses, and then you give them a free gift. If you've already got a website, you can have the pop-up that comes up on your website. So customers have the option to enter their email address to get your free ebook. And pop-ups are better than just having it at the bottom in your footer of your website, because not everybody scrolls all the way to the bottom, right? So a pop-up is there wherever they are on your website. It'll come up, you know, 3 seconds after they arrive on your website. Now, the ebook, if you can do some sort of ebook to offer them, and that will work for both bricks and mortar stores and websites. So this could be like you could have a laminated copy of the ebook on your counter and a notebook to write down their email addresses in. And if they write it, then you will email them a PDF version of that ebook, okay? Now, companies like Mailchimp also have an app, which allows, you can have the app on your iPad that's in the store, and the customer can enter their email address into that iPad, and even if you're not online at that moment, it will store them and upload them into your Mailchimp list when you actually connect. Now, PDF downloads, ebooks. Think about what you can offer them, okay? What are you an expert in? All right, and you probably think, oh, I don't know, I sell clothes, but you know, think about what you can offer them, what you're an expert in. If you're in a tourist area, perhaps it's a tropical island or a beach town, your ebook could be, you know, things to do on your island or in your beach town. It could be the top 10 beaches to visit while you're here. It could be the top 10 must-do activities while they're there. It could be your top 10 favorite restaurants for people who are visiting your town. You know, they're in town, they're here for 1 week. They really would love to go to the best restaurants. They don't want to trial and error because they've only got 10 nights, but you live there. You know all the best restaurants in town. So you could put together a little ebook with the top 10 restaurants, for example. If you're in a boutique that's not in a tourist area, think of the services that you can offer, what you're good at, okay? And I know I talk about this a lot, but how to put outfits together for spring, styling advice, what dress styles suit different body shapes, what colours suit different skin tones. Perhaps it's a gift guide for grandparents, you know, and you can have different pages for here's for boys, here's for girls, here's, you know, 6 to 8, here's 9 to 10, whatever. Okay, so think about what is your area of expertise, but also refer back to your customer definition that we did. What were their problems? What do they need help for? What are they looking to you for help for? You know, what is it that you can do for them? And you can do this little PDF. It's not hard. A couple of photos, a little bit of text, and you know, you put together have someone turn it into a PDF, and then that's a free download. As soon as they give you your email address, yep, we're going to send that to you. Okay, so yeah, you can it's an ebook to entice them to join. Seasonal fashion guides to help women learn the latest trends, or how to coordinate outfits and accessories, what to pack in their beach bag. Think about all those sorts of things. And once you've done a lead magnet, it might not be the same lead magnet that you use all year round. It might be seasonal. So this is what's happening this spring. Okay, and every 3 months you've been to the shows, you see what's happening, what colours are coming, what colours are hot. The general public don't have that knowledge, and they are looking to you guys to get that knowledge. They really want you. You are the expert. Okay, you can also do discounts. Like I was on Billabong's website and I saw they've got 30% off your first item. Okay, so there can be discounts that might entice them to give you their email address. You might have special giveaways offered to members only. You have to give your email address and then you'll be entered in the weekly giveaway. You might have, you know, it might be a scarf or a sarong. It might be something seasonal. And it's always something that you're heavy on inventory, and it doesn't matter, you know, if you can generate repeat business by giving them something that isn't selling anyway, it's a win-win. Because if you can keep emailing these people and reminding them about you, they might visit you once a month. Okay, if you've got to keep reminding them. It might be an offer that they will find out first when new things arrive. If they're in the club, they will get preferential treatment. They get to shop the new things first. They get to find out about new things first. They also love behind the scenes. You know, behind the scenes as new spring collections are arriving. They love that stuff. Okay, and then you're also reminding them of your boutique at all times. Or your island. If you are on an island, a tourist destination, it is so, even though no one's traveling at the moment, they are all dreaming about it and they are all planning where they're going to go when they're set free. So if you are emailing them every week, you're going to be most fresh in their minds, right? Another thing you can do is loyalty cards. Now you can do this manually. You could totally do it manually, but it might be a whole lot more work. Or you can set up a loyalty card program. And if you go to Google and type that in, loyalty card programs, there's a million different software companies that offer that service. I was looking at kangaroorewards.com only because it's a kangaroo and it was cute and it was kind of close to home. And those sorts of things, they work both for bricks and mortar stores and online stores and both. And they can set up referrals. So say they just bought something, then they can get bonus points if they recommend you to their friend, right? After their friend makes a purchase, they will get bonus points. If the friend joins and gives their email to you as well, then some more bonus points, okay? You can also get loyalty card software that works with your point of sale system, and I would speak to your point of sale system people and find out if they have one and how it works, because you possibly already have something, okay? If you have a website, now my website is through Shopify and I love Shopify. The reporting's really good. I'm able to tie it into my accounting software and all my other softwares. So if the inventory is live, if it's sold out in my other system, then it's also sold out online. So Shopify has been fantastic for that. And you can get all these different plug-in apps for your website and there are some loyalty card program apps that you can plug in as well. So Shopify is amazing for its plugins. So you've got their email addresses. The way I use my email addresses is I use Mailchimp. Okay, so I have different lists, and you can also set up different lists. I had this written somewhere. Okay. So once you got it, you enter it into the email program. Now, if they are joining your program via your online store that you've already got, or another thing I do is when they join my Facebook group, they have to answer some questions. And one of them is if you would like to get the free, I've got an ebook that is 8 different ways to wear a sarong. So that if they enter their email addresses, then they will get that, and I have captured their email address, it will go into the system. Okay, so always be thinking, what can you offer them to get them to join, right? So yeah, I use Mailchimp, and basically you pay a monthly fee based on how many contacts you have. So I looked up the different pricing because there's heaps and heaps of different email marketing software. I use Mailchimp, and it's actually free up to 2,000 subscribers. So your first 2,000 email addresses, you get to use Mailchimp for free. Once you go up, so 50,000 subscribers is $10 a month. 100,000 subscribers is $15 a month. There's other programs too. There's iContact, where you get 1,500 subscribers for $15 a month. There's Constant Contact. If you do end up going with Mailchimp, if you click on the link that's in one of my emails, they have a referral program too, and I get some money off my bills, and you will also get some money off when you actually join. So, but I mean, for 2,000, you're getting 2,000 subscribers for free. So it's a great start, okay? Now, once you've joined Mailchimp or one of these sorts of things, you can set up different mailing lists for your different customers, right? So you might have a list of local and a list of tourist. I don't know how you're going to differentiate that unless your sales lady is talking to them and asking them, and then you can have them write local or tourist next to that when they put the email, into your book on the counter. Or you might also have, if you are bricks and mortar and online, you might have in-store customers and online customers and have 2 separate lists. And then when you're emailing them, you can send the same email to both, or you can actually target down to what you want to say to your customers. Hey, we're having a wine sip and shop night this week. If you join us, you know, you'll get 15% off or whatever. So yeah, you can target that just to the local customers, not so much to your tourists, okay? Now, the other thing is, if you start growing your email list exponentially, you have to control, you have to give them the option to opt out. You have to, technically, you have to ask their permission to join, that you are going to be emailing them. But if you've offered them something and they've still given their email address, they've opted in, that's okay, okay? But then if you do this manually and they want to opt out, you need to make sure you scratch that from your list and you never email them again. Otherwise you can get into trouble for spamming, okay? Whereas if you do something like this through Mailchimp, it's all automated. So if somebody has unsubscribed and you don't know, and 6 months later you come across their email address and you're like, hey, I wonder why that contact is not in my list, and you go and try and enter it, it'll be like, no, sorry, those people have already opted out. Okay, so that's actually why I started doing this, because I was just getting overwhelmed with keeping track of who had opted out. Okay, so yeah, you can send more targeted weekly emails to them. Yeah, you do opt in and opt out. You can't put them back in. Now, something like Mailchimp too, they have thousands of templates that are already set up, and you just need to include your own pretty photos and your own branding, you know, your logo, keep the colors to your branding, everything that we talked about in the last 2 weeks of defining who your customer is and making sure everything is tailored to them. Your social media, your website, your email, templates, everything needs to be, you know, you don't have one in black and white because that's all you know how to do when your customer is into bright colorful colors, okay? So keep your branding the same across all these channels. And the nice thing is these templates can all be set up and then you just reuse it every week, okay? You can also get very detailed analytics from these systems, so you can see how many people opened your email, how many didn't. You can see how many clicked through and how many didn't, and how many unsubscribed. Okay, so you can actually keep track of what's happening with your customers and when you email them. Now, what are you going to email them every week? Okay, you've got to email them once a week to keep reminding them. And I know when I'm busy, that kind of falls, that's always the first thing that falls by the wayside every time. I'm designing, I'm in my little design bubble. Hey, I forgot to email my customers this week. And then, you know, your sales reflect that, okay? You don't have that customer coming back in. So what do you need to email them every week? Well, this also needs to be something that you go back to your the last 2 weeks that we did of defining your customer, okay? What are their problems? Talk to them about their problems. Help them solve their problems. Talk to them, answer the questions that you had written down about them, okay? That's how you get them to open your emails. Perhaps they don't like the tops of their arms. They hate the tops of their arms. Hey, do you hate the tops of your arms? That's what you can ask them. You can address their concerns in your emails, okay? You can also send them styling tips. What are you going to wear on Valentine's Day? 4th of July, what are your plans for 4th of July? You know, whatever is happening in the world at that time, you can target it towards that sort of thing. You need to be emailing them at least once a week to keep your brand fresh in their minds. Now, you need to be referring to your subscribers as family, and that they're a part of a tribe of your loyal customers, But don't make them feel like a customer. You need to make them feel like they're part of a community. They want to be a part of your family. Okay? You can also set up automations in that email software. And for example, there might be a series of welcome emails. So as soon as a new person has subscribed, an email goes out that day giving them the link to the ebook that you've created that gives them their styling guide for spring or what's hot for spring. Everybody's not wearing tunics anymore, they're wearing dresses. Whatever is in your ebook, okay? So that's the first thing that goes out. As soon as they've joined, they get that ebook, okay? And then you can also say in that email that there's another offer coming in 2 days time, okay? And 2 days later, another welcome email automatically goes out. You don't have to do this. You set it up once and then it just runs as people join, okay? Or as you enter in their email addresses into your system. So 2 days later, the other welcome email goes out and that gives them a coupon or a personal shopping offer. Would you like half an hour personalized shopping help, and schedule a time? Or treat your customers like friends. Don't just give them discount codes all the time. They also are looking for the gift of you. So you are the expert. What can you treat them like family? Treat them like a friend. Give them a hug. Hey, I really want to help you look amazing this spring. Okay, think of them as family. The other thing is when you have an online store, you can also set up automation emails that go out automatically if someone puts something in their cart and then doesn't buy it. If they cancel out, then an email can go out. If they've entered their email address into your system, that email can go out and say, hey, I've got that on hold for you for 24 hours. Don't miss out. Okay, and if you buy it within 24 hours, I'll give you $5 off or whatever. Okay. So yeah, social media. You can also use that, and I talked about that previously, you can also use that to capture your email addresses. So be careful what you actually say in a post, but if you're encouraging them to join a group, for example, then you can ask them to give you their email address so that they get something of value back, okay? Social media, which one is important? That I would really look at week 1 when we looked at our customers. Where are they? If your customer is 24, she's probably on Instagram. If your customer is 55, she is probably on Facebook. So it's also a matter of where your customer is, and go back to that week 1 customer definition that we worked on to actually see what where they are. It should all be in there, okay? So if anyone has any questions on how to set up this email marketing thing, please just send me an email and I'm happy to help. If anybody would like some sort of download of my notes or further instructions, let me know and I can create a PDF that you guys can have. And if any other questions that you have, just reach out. I'm happy to help. Who's there? Hey Tammy. Hey Joan. Okay, so next week I'm going to do another webinar and I'm going to email you through the week and give you details of that. So make sure you tune into the emails that I send out this week, and hopefully it's something you can use. I really hope you guys are making steps forward to get a website happening, because in this day and age with COVID and how long is this going to last for, you know, it's another chance at still making an income even though people are not traveling. So if anyone needs help with that, I'm happy to help. Really, I actually helped Tessa at Foxy set up her her website, her online store after the hurricane hit in 2017, Irma. So if anyone else needs help, I'm happy to help with that too. I'm here. Just reach out and ask me. Okay? Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye.